Hi, this is Anders, one of the members of the Bearable Traders team. This is my recap for November 5th, 2018. And I have I'm trying to get in the habit of doing video recaps on a daily basis. I've done them sporadically in the past, but never been that consistent, so I'm trying to be doing them daily. And I would like to submit some from time to time to the larger group for viewing. It really helps me to talk through all my trades and what I've done on them, and it may benefit somebody by looking at what I've done, both good and bad, on my trades. So here's what I did today. I took 4 trades today. I traded only Apple and AMD, and at the open, and they were all pretty early on in the morning. At the open, I was looking at Apple. It had this big red first 5 minutes. It had dropped. Had dropped for 3 minutes and then kind of pulled back, but it looked like an opening range breakdown potential. I waited a few more minutes to see what was going to happen, and it held. It didn't really move much. It kind of consolidated here below the VWAP, so didn't break above it. So I went short, looks like the 8th or so minute, when it was still not able to pop above the VWAP, and I had that VWAP or a break above with a little bit of room as my stop loss, and my profit target would have been back to the low of the day, and then other levels that I had marked further down if it had kept going. And so it started off great. It dropped right away, had this big red first minute. After that, a big red candle came, and I thought I was going to keep dropping and make this a quick move. But it had a really big pullback. It pulled back almost $1 here in the next 1 minute candle, and I got shook out. I covered when I saw this just big pop pullback, and $1 move was just I definitely hadn't hit my stop loss. It wasn't even that close, but that was a signal to me that it might just not be that weak. So I quickly covered and had a small loss, a very small loss, nearly break even. And yeah, it was okay. I guess if I'd kept watching, I would have seen that that same 1 minute candle went all the way up to VWAP, but then all the way back down, and it would have been a good signal to go short again. But I wasn't watching it then, or didn't really catch that. But my next trade I looked at and saw was AMD. AMD had also had a big red candle in the first 5 minutes. The second one was kind of consolidation. So I went in the third 5 minute candle kind of for this 10 minute opening range breakdown. I preempted it at as it was pulling, had a little bit of a pullback on the 1 minute chart, and my stop loss then was right above the VWAP, and it did drop, and it worked out pretty well. It dropped to a level I had, well, from the just yesterday high or yesterday low. I'm not even sure which, but that was going to be my first profit target. But I waited and to see if it would break down below it, and it did. So I didn't take any profit till it had a bit of a move below that, which was good. And then I had other levels that I wanted to take profit at below that if it kept going, but it didn't. It kind of had a quick pullback. I was trying to be patient with it and hoping that it would, find some resistance there and come back down. But it did 1, 2, 3, 4 white candles in a row coming back up, and just didn't seem weak at that point. So I covered everything for just a pretty small profit with my last remaining shares, which was a big portion of my shares. So overall, it wasn't a really profitable trade, but it was okay, and I made some money. But I kept watching AMD as well as other things. But AMD was still on my radar, and I saw it setting up for this ABCD pattern here. Got A at where it had been, B down here was the low of the day, and C was really the VWAP, is where it found resistance and didn't go much higher. So made this new 5 minute low, and this red candle here kind of engulfed the previous one. So I took it short on a bit of a pullback. Here, I didn't give you this. I'll give you what I'm complete the thought here. And D would have been hopefully down here. Of course, you don't know that when you're taking the trade, but that's what I was looking for. And I took it on this pullback in that next 5 minute candle after this kind of engulfing one, and it had made a new 5 minute low already. So with the VWAP was my stop loss again, and profit target would be low a day and then further down. Where's that trade on the 1 minute chart? Looks like this, and it did that. It did come down, made a new low a day. I started scaling out and scaled out pretty well. I was trying to be patient, but then you know what? Everybody says don't look at your P&L and don't trade your P&L, and I try not to for the most part. But sometimes it does. It just you can't help. You have a goal and you want to hit that goal. And I had 20% of my shares left and was right around goal, and opted to quickly close, quickly make sure that I locked in that profit rather than wait for any bigger move. But it did make a pretty big, it kind of kept going down a bit more. Could have got another 25, 35 cents out of that move if I'd been patient with my last shares, which I honestly am trying to do a better job at. But oh well, I had gotten out and I had hit my goal and a little bit above it and was good, and I was done for the day. I did take a fourth trade later in the day. I won't even show you. It was a bad trade on AMD, just risking $10 and protecting my profit as I really try to do once I've hit a certain amount, and don't want to lose that, but I risked small amount occasionally, and it was $10 and I lost $10. So that's my recap for today, and hope everybody had a good day, and we will see everybody tomorrow. Bye.